God works in wonderful ways. While we can't always find meaning in the pattern of events, we often discover that every single incident has formed an integral part of God's plan for our lives. Sometimes we feel as though He doesn't listen to us or even hear our prayers, only to discover that they have been answered miraculously. Oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite lines from this book. Okay guys, so welcome to the second episode of Beyond Written Words, which is a series about books and what they teach us. And today, oh my goodness, today I want to chat about this book, You Are Never Alone. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, crispy, like this camera does it here. You Are Never Alone by Criselda Kananda-Dudumashe. I actually bought this book in 2017. It was after I heard a radio interview that she was having on SAFM, my favorite radio station in South Africa, the whole of South Africa. So I was hearing, there was an interview that she was doing with Naledi Molewa, I think that's her name, on SAFM, and they were talking about her life, and they actually talked about the book, some of the stuff in the book, and her story was actually quite intriguing. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to get this book. And I kind of feel like I wanted to get the book because, one, during that time I was in the publishing business, so I wanted to support a black writer, and secondly, I just felt led, and I kind of felt like there was just something leading me to go and buy this book, which now I understand why, because this book is loaded with gems and nuggets that are going to change your life. So this book is actually a memoir. I don't know if you guys know a memoir, but it's actually, I think it's a personal recollection of somebody's experiences, and it does feel like a memoir because while you're reading it, it feels like you are in her thoughts, but you kind of not. The way she writes the story or the language that she uses, it's very it's not formal, it's very playful, and it's almost like she's just writing these things as she thinks them, which is like weird. It's such a weird writing, but I loved it actually. So what is this book about? Like I said, it's actually a memoir, so it's a recollection of the stuff that had happened in her life. They're not in any particular order, so it's a little bit exciting to like jump from different timelines, but basically in essence it's about her journey as this sexually abused kid who's running away from her home because of the sexual abuse. So apparently I think she walks from Davidton to Whitbeck. I don't know how long that is, but I think she said in the book it's about 2 weeks walk. She slept under train stations, under bridges, but anyways, so it's from that in order to find her mom, and then she also narrates the time where she discovered that she was pregnant, and also she was HIV positive, to finding the man of her dreams only to lose her from being shot. The guy was a taxi driver and he was rich, and she was just living this lavish life, but unfortunately that came tumbling down because the guy got shot, and then she lost everything, even the kid that they had together. And then she had to restart her life all over again. And then it ends with, obviously the book needs to end on a positive note. It ends with her accepting who she is, her status, her past, and all these things, and actually being happy, and which is beautiful actually. So like I said before, this is not a book review because I genuinely don't know how to do book reviews, and that's why I don't do movie reviews as well, because I don't want to crush other people's hard labor, because I also don't want my hard labor to be crushed. But besides, I kind of feel like when I started this thing, I wanted to chat about the stuff that the book makes me feel or it reminds me of, and that's what I want to talk about. And with this book, there's so many things that she talks about, and I've written them down on my phone to remind myself. But the key two things that this book sort of held throughout, or that made me aware of, or what I took from this book, two things, is vulnerability and what's the second one? The second one is letting go. Yes, vulnerability and letting go. And I'm going to explain. Vulnerability. So remember I said in the beginning that she had suffered sexual abuse by, I think she called the guy Jabu. I don't mean you. But I think this is actually a pseudonym. So I think it's the uncle. So she was sexually abused by the uncle, and the mother had left her and the dad, and I think she was living with the dad, and she didn't have a relationship with the dad that allowed her to open up to him regarding the sexual abuse. And she also felt like if she had opened up, she would be blamed for it, or she wouldn't be believed. The But Jabu said that he would kill her if she said anything about the whole abuse. And what that whole thing actually reminded me of is this whole notion of vulnerability, and it actually made me aware that we need to actually create a space where we are free to talk about whatever makes us feel unhappy, whatever we are struggling with, because if that space is not there, people suffer. Actually, an example is this lady. I feel like for somebody to open up to you, there has to be a level of trust, and I feel like trust is built when somebody is vulnerable, when you are vulnerable. And I kind of feel like the way we create these safe spaces to talk about whatever we want to talk about that hurts us is if we start by being vulnerable first. Share the stuff, share a piece of that private thing, that you never told anybody, that only few people know about, and build trust from there. Create this space that allows you or somebody to just feel like, with this person I can trust with my biggest secrets. And I kind of feel like that's how we can heal a lot of things that are wrong with our country, our generation, our men and our women, even men. We need to create men that are vulnerable, and I kind of feel like when men are not vulnerable, when they are not opening up, they abuse, they're taking out their anger, the anger that they can't talk about. That's how the domestic violence thing, I think, in my own opinion, comes from. It's because men are not opening up, men are not vulnerable enough, they're not talking about the things that are hurting them inside. And I feel like vulnerability is a solution for everything, honestly. And vulnerability is not about being weak. Vulnerability is almost like choosing to be free, choosing to be happy and to be joyous as opposed to suffering in silence. That's what this book taught me, and that's the first thing. The second thing, like I said, is letting go. Whew, guys, okay, so there are a couple of things, actually a lot of things that had happened to this lady, Criselda Kananda-Dudumashe. Oh, it sounds very nice. So my battery finished, so I am just putting everything back together. I'm not actually sure if this is the right angle that I had before, but I'm hoping that it is. I charged this thing for like 5 minutes so that I can finish this quickly. Okay, where was I? Let me check my notes. I was on the second part. The second part was letting go. So what I was saying was, in the book, there are some obstacles and there were unhappy moments that she was going through. And in those times she was going through those things, her life was just miserable because she was holding a couple of things that had happened in the past that hurt her, that really crushed her. She was still holding those things in her heart, and those things delayed her. They robbed her of the joy that she needed for that time. And the minute she let go, she forgave, she let go of the rage, the disappointments, the rape, the abuse, whatever. she found a renewed sense of identity and happiness. She started being free, and she started feeling just free. And that's what I want to talk about now briefly before my battery dies again. So what I want to say is, sometimes it's hard to let go of things and people that hurt us in the past, because sometimes it feels like when we are forgiving them and when we are letting it go, it feels like they are not paying for the things that they did to hurt us. They're not paying. We're just letting it go. They can just do it to another person. Why not punish them by being angry and not forgiving them? Then we feel justified that the feeling that we have inside of us is justified, because they're bad people and we're good people. But the thing is, the more we hold on to those things, those bad memories, those terrible memories, is the more we are not allowing ourselves to make room for even bigger, better, good memories. I think I wrote something down, and I think I took it from the book. It says, when we let anger go, we make room for happiness. When we let bad memories go, we make room for good ones, and that in turn makes us happy. And I just want to encourage you, if you are in that position where there's stuff that have happened in the past that are still holding you back, I think maybe it's time for you to just let go and find peace and really try to find it in you to let go. Something that I've seen happening even now with my friends and the people that I thought were my friends. The more time I was angry at them for disappointing me was the time I was losing. I was losing that time that I could have used to spend time with them, create special memories and all those things. So let go of like bad things that had happened in the past, and just, I think Lunati Mampofu once said in her video, just be light. I think this is the year where you need to be light. You don't have to carry excess baggage. Jesus is coming very soon, so let him find you light. You have nothing, no spot on your garment, right? So I still have some time, thank God. So I'm gonna end this video here, guys. So yeah, like I said, I bought this book in 2017. I don't know if Exclusive Books still has it. So if you want to check it out, go check it out. I do feel like it's for women. So if you're a woman, this is a book for you. It's going to empower you. It's going to encourage you. There are a lot of women stuff in this book. But it was okay for me. I mean, for me, I'm not like your type A or your alpha male men. I feel like to use the word that I've used in this video, I'm very vulnerable. Anyway, this is not a review, but there are a couple of grammatical mistakes in here. I noticed them very quickly and easily, but I didn't let that hinder me from receiving and learning and getting what this book is about. And I think that's something that we all need to appreciate. So yeah, if you do have time, the money, and I just don't know if it's at Exclusive Books now. Maybe there is an updated version with an even better grammar and spacing and exclamation marks and all those things. But yeah, have a look at it, check it out. Even if you're a guy, you wanna know how women feel, you wanna learn maybe about her story as well, maybe you're HIV positive, this is a book for you to to gain that sense of pride and sense of identity and just be proud of yourself and your status. So a book for you. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I still have battery, thank goodness. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let me know what other book you recommend. I'm actually starting to like more of this non-fiction stuff. I thought I liked fiction because it's just a great escapism for me, and it also teaches me how to write. But like, this non-fiction is actually really good. Like, actually memoirs, let me just say that memoirs and biographies, they are actually, what is the difference between a memoir and a biography? Let me know. If you know what the difference is, comment down there. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video right until the very end. I appreciate you. If you're new, remember to subscribe because there's so much more good content coming. And if you're old, you're still here, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. I can't wait to see you guys in episode 3 with another exciting book. I haven't started. I've got like a huge library here. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do next, but it's definitely gonna be I'm still not sure if it's gonna be fiction or non-fiction, but anyway, I'm dragging this video. Thank you so much for watching, and cheers.